Hey guys, Thrasher here. We got a brand new content update and a new banner with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan on it. We're going to go through both of them. Before we do, if you haven't hit the subscribe button down below yet, make sure to do that, and let's talk about it right now. Okay, so if you saw my previous video, I have already pulled on the Gohan banner. I used up all my crystals. As you can see, I have more crystals now, and I have this new unit right here. We'll talk about both of those after we're done with all of these updates. Let's go ahead and back this out. And let's go into news. So like I said, we're going to talk about the banner a little more in depth in a minute, but let's go ahead and open it up and just show you the units. There is the new Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, there is the new sparking blue Super Saiyan Goku, and if we go down here, this Master Roshi is actually also a pretty powerful unit. And then I believe there's some more down here that I wouldn't say are of huge note, but they are there. Okay, so we'll go into this banner in full detail in a minute. Let's look at the other updates first. There is a sale on Chrono Crystals. We don't really need to go through what they are. If you spend on Chrono Crystals, here's some deals for you. If you don't, this doesn't really matter. So we'll go ahead and back out there. The next thing, daily mission renewal. Two big things here. One, they have increased the amount of Chrono Crystals you're going to get from 20 to 30. You will see that they're also going to give you a free Masters Pack summon ticket if you finish all of the daily missions. And then the other thing here, if we go down through here and look at who's in the Masters Pack, I've gone through that before, so we don't really need to go too in depth with that. The other major thing, most of the daily missions are very straightforward. The first daily mission that we saw says that you need to defeat Tiananmen. That is one of the new events that we have to do. It's talking about a Cyberman. So we'll go look at it here in just a second. From here on out, it's going to say defeat a Cyberman. So it's easier to understand, but that's what it's talking about. So let's go ahead and back out real quick, and I'll show you what that content is. We will go over to story, and then we go to the event stories up top here, and we see that there's a bonus battle green right now that's running. All you have to do to complete the defeat the Cybermen is defeat one of the Cybermen from one of these. I normally start with the 4-star, and that completes it, so I don't know for a fact that it has to be any specific one, but I can tell you that the 4-star one completes it every single time. So as you see those, just make sure that you're doing this daily bonus battle, and also make sure that you complete all of these every single day, because if you go in here and look, if you complete all the challenges, which is essentially just beat it in a certain amount of timer counts, just beat it fast, you will get as well as Rising Souls, you will get some Chrono Crystals. So make sure to go through that. You do get 10 Chrono Crystals for your first clear every time. So you get 5 here plus the 10, that's 15. 4 of them, you get 60 each day for the first time you do all these. So make sure you get those done. And then if we back out again, there is more content to go through here, but we're just going to keep going in order. So we're going to go menu, news, and the next thing down after the daily mission renewal is confirmed in-game issues. This is not really a huge thing. It's just talking about the Raditz attacks and an issue with one of the event missions. Nothing crazy there. And then we're going to go down, new daily bonus battles. So this is what we just talked about, what I just showed you. The green one is up right now. Every day it's going to cycle. So yesterday was purple, today is green, tomorrow will be blue, and it's going to keep going. Now these are the two that I believe are over the weekend. The bonus battle, Super Experience and Super Zenny. I believe Super Experience is Saturday and Super Zenny is Sunday. So make sure you don't miss those. I'm willing to bet they're worth a lot, plus the Chrono Crystals. So if we go down here and look at the unlock conditions, you have to go through the main story and you have to beat Book 5, Chapter 8. Make sure that you have that done because you don't want to miss any of these. Last thing to note about bonus battles, they do cost 2 energy apiece, so just keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and back out and look at the next item here. Now, here's what we're going to see is a huge thing. With the appearance of Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, you're going to need different equipment than you need for your standard Saiyan units. So you have to make sure that you have Leave My Dad Alone, which is probably his best equipment item, and then there's a couple options beyond that. But Leave My Dad Alone comes from the Raditz event, which has been gone for a while. It's back as of this week. It will be here until the 17th. One thing that you're going to notice here is every week they're going to switch it out. So now we're going to get old event battles coming back. Every single week they're going to rotate, so make sure you're farming the specific equipment that you need if you missed it last time. Also, one other thing to note, there are event missions, new event missions that didn't exist before related to the Raditz event, and I'm assuming they will also be here every time it cycles through for the different ones. For the Nappa one, which is coming up next, for the Frieza one, which I believe is the one after that. I believe the order is down. Let's go down, down, down. There's Nappa. I believe there's a full order. I know for a fact that I've seen the order, so I will just throw it in the description once I find it. I can't remember exactly where it's at. So let's go ahead and back out. And then we're going to go down to update announcement. So here's the last major thing, is we do have a new part to the story. It is book 4 of part 2. I would say it's about the same length as normal. We can actually go look at it here real quick. If we go to story and then go to select story, I've already completed all of them. I have not finished all the challenges yet, but yeah, so we can see there's 10 chapters to it. I believe 2 of them are story, so you have 8 that are actually going to give you a fight, and you will get crystals from those. Plus you get the mission completions over here. If you go over to mission, I believe I've completed all of them already, but if you go to Z mission, it'll be up top here. You'll get an extra 10 crystals and 30 more Z tickets for each one here, so make sure you get those done as well. And now let's go back to menu, make sure that I haven't missed anything on the news here. I believe that's about it. Yep, okay, so now we can go into the banner. Now, if you saw my video from yesterday, I'm going to tell you right now that I spent a lot of crystals. Do not do what I did. I mentioned before that I was doing something you shouldn't do, but it was for a specific reason. I wanted to illustrate 2 things. One, I wanted to show that you don't always have to play as efficiently as possible. Do whatever you think is most fun. I got burned for it, but that's, you know, something that you can do from time to time. 2, I wanted to show you what happens when you don't play efficiently. So let's go ahead and go into the summons here, and let's look at the featured characters. Now, here's the cool thing about this banner. This character is amazing. People are saying that he is worse than this character. In my opinion, they are completely 100% wrong. This character is also very good, but not as good as this guy. So we have 2 characters here. One, I would say this Gohan is top tier. Absolutely. Now, there's a question as to how good he is. Is he number 3? Is he number 4? Is he number 2? Somewhere in there. He is definitely top tier, though. That's not even, in my opinion, that's not even a question, and I'll explain why in a minute. This is a top tier or near top tier unit. He has very good stats. We have the Broly coming back, who is a mid-tier unit. So we have at least 3 characters that, in my opinion, you would want to pull for. And then we have Turles, who is not top tier. I wouldn't even call him mid-tier. He's not very valuable right now. And then we also have this Master Roshi, who's not a sparking unit, but his stats are on par with sparking units. So he's a very good pull if you happen to get him. Let's go ahead and back out real quick, and let's look at the actual Z power list. So what we're going to see here is we have the 3 units that I said we wanted to pull at top. Those are very good units. 2 of them are very good, and 1 is reasonably good. And then we have Vegeta and Turles. Now, if you don't have your Vegeta at 5 stars, it's okay if you happen to pull another Vegeta, because he's still a reasonable unit as a filler unit if you want to use him. So here's what I would say. 2 units you absolutely want to pull, 2 units you're probably okay with pulling, and then 1 unit that you don't really want, but you can replace him with this Master Roshi, who is good if you can pull him. He works extremely well with Sparking 18 because he's super powerful if you have a female warrior on your team. Okay, so here's the thing. There is a 3% chance of pulling units you really want. There is a, I'd say, 4% chance, because we'll give Vegeta a small percentage if he does get pulled, whatever. And we kind of do want this Master Roshi. I would say there's a 4% chance of pulling a unit that would help you in some way. So technically, this banner has the highest probability of giving you a unit that you care about out of any banner we've had so far. So I would rate this as a 3-star Dragon Ball banner. In my opinion, you spend 3,000 crystals on this banner, hope that you get one of those units. I wouldn't even say you have to get lucky and get those units. You'd have to get unlucky to not get one of those units. See my old video to see what I'm talking about. Generally speaking, 3 units on average is going to take you about 33 pulls, which is about 3,300 crystals, which is what I recommend using on this banner. After that, only do dailies. Here's the thing. If you spend a little extra, I wouldn't say it's a waste, because this Gohan is so extremely powerful, it's unreal. And we'll go into him in just a second. But also, don't chase units. So on my last video, you'll see that I was chasing this Gohan. I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, I had 18,100 crystals. I'm going to chase this unit. No matter what, I'm either going to get the unit or go to 0 crystals. So I went to 0 crystals. That's what happened. Now, even though I didn't get him, I did get the Super Saiyan Goku, which is a good unit. He's not worth 18,000, but that's the key here, is if you have to chase a unit, make sure that you have some type of consolation prize, which I did. Now, let me go look at the team that he is on. I'm still building them up right now, but they're getting close. This is the team that he's going to sit on, that new blue Goku that I'm going to use. And you'll also see I have the green instant transmission Goku, who I did not pull, and I do have crystals again. That's because I bought the instant transmission Goku pack. That's my first purchase in the game. I'm no longer truly free to play. Technically, full disclosure, all of that came from App Bounty and using the App Bounty app. I have not spent any of my own money, but money has been spent. I'm no longer free to play. That's why I have 1,900 crystals, 800 of them I got myself, 1,100 I got from the pack. So the last thing I want to talk about is the actual Gohan himself. Let's go look at this character, because a lot of people think he's worse than that blue Goku. I don't know why I just did that. A lot of people think he's worse than that blue Goku, and he's just not. I've seen more than enough PvP videos on this at this point. Here's the thing, and I figured it was going to work this way. Let's go over to abilities. So he increases Hybrid Saiyan base strike attack. Cool. And I'm going to have a full review of this character. I'm not going to go crazy into it, but here's the thing. People don't think that he has a ton of synergy because Hybrid Saiyans are not the best tag in the game right now. You don't have to run him on a Hybrid Saiyan team. You can run him on a Bardock, Super Trunks, Gohan team, and all three of them will bring 2 Strike Arts cards, and they all get their damage from Strike. So that is immense synergy right there alone, right? So if we go down here, we see he brings 2 Strike Arts cards. Let's go back to abilities real quick. Here's the thing that's crazy about Gohan that people are not... They're just not understanding. Let's open this up. Inflicted damage up. The following effect occurs based on the amount of health you have left after being hit. 10% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts if your health is above 50%, and you get 50% damage inflicted if you're below 50%. So, if you have Gohan and he gets hit with a tap blast, someone's trying to bait out your vanishing step and they tap blast you one time, they're going to do a small amount of damage, 2%, something like that, 3%. You are going to get a 10% damage buff. And it stacks. If they tap blast you 2 or 3 times trying to bait that vanishing step out, you now have a 30% damage buff. You start a combo, you wipe them. And it stacks with the 50%. So let's say that you've been fighting a little while, you have that 30% buff because they just hit you a few times, and they start some type of combo that gets you below 50%, you now have an 80% damage buff. Cool. Let's say you're near the end of a fight. Gohan comes out, and we go to Awakening Power. He gets a 15% to own strike damage inflicted when you have a downed ally, for each downed ally. So let's assume it's near the end of the battle, both of your allies are downed, you bring out Gohan, and your enemy both has 2 of his opponents down, so it's 1-on-1. Gohan now gets a 50% key restoration increase, and a 30% strike damage increase. Beyond that, he's going to get his 50% damage buff because he's below 50% health. The amount of damage he's going to output is insane. I've seen him 2-shot units from full health. And I'm not talking crappy units. We're talking like instant transmission Goku, level 1500, 398%, full health, unloaded on. This unit is insane. So like I said, I will have a full review on the unit, how you use him, how he's going to work, how long he's going to stay in the meta, all that junk. That'll be coming up. But that's pretty much it for this content update, for this banner review, and for this character. I am going to try to pull him again, so don't worry. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get him, or I'm going to continue to waste crystals on him, one or the other. And that's it for this video, guys. If you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.